Hey, everybody, it's Ken White, host of the Southside Unicorn Show, and I'm back with another one of those videos. I'm just going to keep doing them until I get better at it. You know how it goes. You keep going and, it'll get better. And thank you all for, responding and letting me know that you appreciate the videos and giving me tips and stuff on how to make them better. I want to put a shout out of love to all my friends who are testifying before Congress today to try to explain what's up with all these social media sites. It's sort of like, if you got a herd of people running, and I hate to use that analogy, but if you got a herd of people running and somebody's trying to catch you, some people get away. Like you see the Serengeti movies and whatnot, where the gazelles get away, and then a couple of them that are moving too slow, they don't necessarily make it because the predator gets them, right? Well, that's what you're looking at when it comes to the social media sites. My sister Joy Villa, Harris J. Jr., and all those cats, they fast. And they was working it. They was all about it and grinding. So they managed to get way up there, and get away from the predator, a.k.a. Zuckerberg, a.k.a. Zuckerberg, all those cats. Well, yours truly wasn't that lucky. I was moving, a little bit slow. You know that old saying, you ain't got to be faster than the bear. You just got to make sure you're not the slowest one. Well, okay. So I'm wishing them a lot of luck out there to get these social media sites to stop practicing fascism in America. We don't need it. We're not going to put up with it much longer. So, much chuck up to you guys. Let Congress understand that what they're out here doing on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and all that is foul, man. It's foul. Where would we be if Alexander Graham Bell only let certain people use his telephone? Think about it. So, the title of this video is Breonna Taylor, 1, 2, 3. Breonna Taylor, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're all sorry that she died. I mean, that's a given. Nobody wants to see anybody dying. This thing is only for a little while. What do we get out of it? Maybe 80, 100 years, and maybe that last 3 years you're wearing a diaper and don't even know you're here. So, no, I don't want nobody dead. That includes all you BLMs and Antifa cats out there acting a damn fool over this one too. But now let's have this little quick conversation, because everybody said, Kenny, you're making good points, you're making good sense, but keep it short and sweet. Well, here we go. The Breonna Taylor situation. I'm sure Candace Owen has put you guys on tip. There's a whole lot more going on with it than most people would like to know. My flesh and blood cousin, me and her ain't talking right now because she think I'm crazy as hell because I have no issues with what happened in that situation. And she's trying to act like Breonna Taylor was, Sister Teresa. I don't understand how you guys get there with these shootings. These people are ripe in their sins half the time. Not necessarily talking about Breonna Taylor right now. They're ripe in their sins. They're resisting arrest. They're in the commission of a crime, what have you. But the minute a couple, bullets go their way, or a white police officer has to use deadly force against them, now they're elevated to sainthood. It's just like RBG. Here they are calling her a prophet. Wow. Come on, y'all. Can we just get back down to earth for a little bit? Just back down to earth for a little bit. And speaking of getting back down to earth for a little bit, let's do this. All right. The police did have the right address. We know that. This young lady was ultra sketch at best. And that, me. You guys know me. I make up my own words. So she was ultra sketch. Okay? The police went to that address with the proper probable cause. They actually had a warrant from a magistrate to do a no-knock entry of the home. That's how serious it was to them. And be mindful, there were other warrants being executed at the same time on that day. You don't hear about none of them having a negative outcome other than arrests that were pending anyway. So you got witnesses to this thing that don't have a dog in this fight. They're not the cousin of, mama of, girlfriend of, boyfriend of a cop. They're not explorers. They're not wannabes. They just happen to be neighbors who came out because the police are in their community and they're checking out what goes down. We all do that. Whether it's a car accident, a train wreck or whatever, people come out and they spectate. So you got spectators who say, I synced the whole thing, I synced it. And what are they telling us? They're telling us the police, instead of exercising the full power of their warrant, which they were totally in their right to do, they could have just went bam. Trust me, I've kicked in a couple doors. I used to practice it. That's why, that's part of why I weigh 335 pounds. Some people say it's kind of unhealthy, but it's not. Because for a long time in my life, I kicked in plenty of doors. They could have done that. They could have just went bam, and up in the house. But they decided to knock. Okay? Just like Larry Elder says, that bears out Larry Elder's statement that he makes on his show all the time. Law enforcement is very reluctant to be aggressive where African Americans are concerned. They were using the laws of our Constitution. They were using everything that makes this nation great. They got the proper permission to go into her home because of probable cause. So let's get back inside the house. We're not gonna be on the other side of the door with the cops right now. We're going inside the house. You got this young man who we all know fired rounds at the police. Now he wants to tell you that he fired those rounds at the police because he was scared. He was scared, He's in fear of his life. But he's got a strap. He's strapped up. And let's do it by reasonable ideation, okay? You're in the jury pit now. And you understand that the police knocked on that man's door for 15 minutes. Police, open up. Police, we'd like to talk to you. It's Bob Dabalina. Open up the door. It's the man. Come on now, we're trying to talk to you. Open this door. Come on, open this door. How many of you are gonna have somebody knocking at your door for 15 minutes and you not go check it out through that peephole? You know he did it. You know he did it. So that's one. Then he says he was afraid that it might be her ex-drug dealing boyfriend at the door, but the people on the other side of the door were Caucasians. Her boyfriend was black. That's two. Now, I would like to believe this young man. I want to believe that he was scared for his life. But if you're scared for your life, even though you're operating from the castle doctrine, which is, I'm going to defend my home, ladies and gentlemen, my Southside Unicorn fans, what's missing from this equation? What's missing? Did you get it yet? Did you figure it out? They're worried about the camcorders on the cop's chest. They're worried about why none of that's there. And I'm worried about why there's no 911 tape with this young man calling for the real police, since he may have believed that that wasn't the police at the door. Where is the 911 tape of him calling for police assistance? You won't find it, because he knew damn well who was on the other side of that door. And she did too. Just because he went straight punk when the bullets started flying and left that young lady there to, receive the rounds, all that says is, and this is why young people need to get it, like Candace Owens says, we were raised to stay out of unpolite company. We were raised to understand, stay away from certain people. That's the only thing that kept me alive when I was growing up in Chicago. There were some kids, hey, Kenny, come play with us. No, I can't play with you. Last time I saw you, the cops was in front of your house. My mama would wear me out if I was hanging out with you. So, I'm sorry about Breonna Taylor dying, but at the same time, you got to remember, that man fired rounds at the police, and he hit one of them. Pop! Got him. And then he ducked out of the way. You know why? Because the devil ain't got no love. That's Breonna Taylor, 1, 2, 3.